Once upon a time, Megan was an actress working in regional theater at such places as LA Theater Works, the Geffen, and South Coast Rep, as well as many Chicago venues. Now, she is a stay-at-home mommy of 3 little boys, Everett 7, Graydon 5, and Miles 2.5. Bella's class has provided a much-needed filling of the creative well after a terribly long, dry spell. Wait until you hear Megan read. She amazes me. She comes to class and sits next to me on the couch, and I'm always amazed at what she does in 15 minutes or 30 minutes. It's really remarkable. Her writing is magical, and that's the best way I can describe it. It's magical. It's well, I'm going to bring her up here. Megan Austin Oberle.
Hello. These are also pieces that were written from prompts. And the first is just a little story, a vignette, and it's taken from a prompt by Dorian Lau, The Book of Men. The prompt is, steal something small, something worthless every once in a while. The dude was teaching me how to be a proper criminal. You're only 7, kid. You have a long way to go. Me, I got my start dumpster diving, stealing lick-a-stick from the Quick Stop and selling peeps at my dad's pornos for 25 cents a pop to the kids at school. The dude is just the shit, as he would say, and I cannot believe my luck. He has taken me under his wing and is teaching me the steps, the progression on the ladder of dastardliness. The penultimate goal being what he terms boss. He says he's not there yet, but he's on his way. He makes runs for a bunch of guys, he says, big-time guys, with names like James the Man and Biggie. He says it's mostly small stuff now, but they'll soon give him the heavy operations, like dope and crack. The dude is always at the Quick Stop, and he has a skateboard and long brown hair, and he smokes menthol Camels and dips, too. He always wears skater clothes and always has on the proper protective gear. He says knee, elbow, and wrist guards are essential. You only want to take calculated risks. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I asked my mom for a set of guards for my birthday. She wondered if I wanted the board, too, but no, I just want the protection. After all, if I'm getting into crime, I gotta be protected. The dude has a helmet, too, but he rarely wears it. It has a phoenix, big red bird on it, and flames, and it's totally rad. The dude has a pierced ear once. He had a pierced ear once, but he took it out because he says that shit is for girls. So I'm going to do it. Plan my first take. I figure the Quick Stop would be the natural place, but the dude says no. It's home turf, and we need a good rapport with the staff. No crime at home. So I target the 76 gas and stop. I figure I'll just do something small, but when I walk in there and the bell jingles and the lady behind the register smiles at me, I get excited, like all blown up about it, like I'm full of hot air and I feel electrified, like I could lift the whole store if I wanted. I settle on a box of grape Kool-Aid flavor nerds. But they make so much noise sliding around in the box that the lady looks up and she says, "Everything all right, honey?" Oh my gosh, I am sweaty and gulping for air and my face has got to be freaking pink, and I say, "Yeah," as cool as I can. She's totally looking at me and there's no one in the place but me and her. Dumb me, stupid, stupid, stupid. The dude said you can only have a great deal of success when there's other people in the place, and shoot, I didn't even make sure anyone else was here. 1,000,000 billion years go by and I'm holding the nerds and sweating and she's just watching me and, "Honey, are you okay?" she says. Yeah. I'll take these nerds. I walk over to the counter and put the box up there and take out my money. I have $1. It was my emergency backup plan. I put it on the counter. "Okay, babe, that's 89 cents. And she takes my dollar and gives me change, and I take it in my cold hand, and I can't look at her, and I take the nerds and the change and get the heck out of Dodge. I hide the change in my shoe just in case, and I walk the 3 blocks to the quick stop. I am calm. I am cool. I am munching nerds. There's the dude. He's hanging against the trash can, spitting dip into a 7-Up can. Hey, little man, did you score? Yeah. Totally. This is from a prompt by Anne Fennelly, Tender Hooks. And this is actually the very beginning of a story that I've just continued to work on in the class. And hopefully it's going somewhere neat. So the prompt is a glass smooth pond just begging for a stone. A glass smooth pond begging for a stone. William looked around his feet for a smooth one. The evening sun was fading, the night breeze approaching. Fireflies began to flicker at the pond's edge, questioning with a blink, answering with another. William's bare feet made splooching noises in the wet mud and grass of the pond's edge. He walked the periphery, straining his eyes in the near dark to find the perfect stone. A frog chirped its high-voiced surprise and splashed into the water at the approach of William's feet, and there, where the frog had been, was the skipping stone. Gray and oblong, thin and smooth, he picked it up and felt its contours. It was solid and lightweight and fit perfectly into his 12-year-old unlined palm. He wiped the stone on his breeches, then drew his arm back across his body and with a flick of his wrist sent the stone skipping across the surface of the pond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times the stone skipped and dipped. Like a water strider across the pond it fell and rose 5 times over. William gave a great whoop of delight at his personal best and turned to head home. The sun was down, night was up, the peeper's song had begun, and Mam and Pap would be cross with him for coming home late from his chores at the Collins farm. William turned to pick up the tin of milk, loaf of bread, basket of eggs, his daily take in exchange for the labor he provided. He heard light laughter pealing from the pond, like the tiny silver bells that chime when you enter Collins' general store in town. "Hello?" He turned. "Who's there?" A splash from the center of the pond, and all was still. The peepers had taken a momentary break in their night opera. Then from the edge of the pond to the right, more silvery laughter and splashing. What could it be? A river otter? A muskrat? What would make that sort of noise? Heart beating rapidly, William stepped over in the direction of the noise. And as he parted the stand of cattails at the pond's edge to get a better look, he found himself face to face with the most unusual-looking girl he had ever seen. William fell back in surprise, hitting the muddy pond bank, as the girl erupted with another peal of silver laughter. She was glistening in the moonlight, and naked. Rivulets of water ran down her shoulders from her long green hair, and her wet, round eyes seemed to take up half her face. She had a wide, smiling mouth, and she was half submerged into the water. He laid prone on the ground and watched her emerge from the cattails, dripping and smiling. She extended her hand and opened her fist. She dropped from her webbed fingers William's skipping stone onto his chest and said, "Your stone. I brung it back for you." William could not reply for a moment. His mind raced. Who was this girl? Did she live in the pond? He had never seen the likes of her before. He'd heard stories of fairies and spirits, but never once considered they could be anything but that, stories. "Thank you." "Thank you." "Your name?" she said. William Morgan." "William Morgan," she replied. "My name is Gwynlet." She pointed to her chest. "Gwynlet," William repeated. He felt ashamed to be looking at her nudity. Her sex was still hairless, but her breasts were budding, and it made William feel flushed and prickly to see her wet skin, her body in the moonlight. Concentrating on her face, he said, "Nice to meet you, Gwynlet. My name is William, and thank you for returning my stone. I'd better be off. Mam and Pap will be looking for me. Thank you.